Hey guys, it's Shark. I'm back. Just to recap what I did in the last episode, I built this house. Spent a lot of time trying to get one of the villagers out of my house. Had to cover this. Explored the little cave down here, found some diamond. Today I'm kinda gonna try finishing this house. I also built that little house for the villager who became a stonemason because of my stone cutter, but I built him a little house. So, yeah. I don't know how long I'll be able to record today. My sister has a bunch of her friends coming over to watch a hockey game, so that might get kinda loud, so, yeah, I'll record for about maybe an hour or so, and then maybe later on, like later tonight, I will record again. Actually, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this particular area, but I do like... I also kind of destroyed some of the roof here. I do like how it leads to a cave, but I don't really feel like excavating all of that, that sand, because that takes forever. Yeah, I had kind of a crazy morning. Ended up having lunch at Whole Foods with my mom, because we were kind of running errands all day. I tried saffron rice, which was really good, and I'm not sure if it was chicken curry or garam masala, but whatever it was very, very good. They also had espresso mochi ice cream, which was really, really good. I've had mochi ice cream before, I've had regular mochi before, and I've had Daifuku mochi. I like it, my mom thinks it's gross. Why? How much sand? I have a stack of sand, and a stack of smooth sandstone. So the stone cutter's sleeping over there, and whatever. I accidentally also opened that up. That's actually where I almost built my house. That would not have been good, but I don't think anyone can get in my house anymore. I also found diamond, which is nice. I want to get rid of all that dirt. Get some light in here so I don't end up with bats. Since that's happened to me before. And then once I'm done with this house, I think I'm just gonna explore this area a little bit more. I don't know. I don't really have much else to do since I completed my rail system, my short little rail system in the Nether. I might... I don't know what to do with the flooring here. I might blow this out one. I don't have an axe anymore, it broke. Oh, no. Now that opens it up a little bit more. We had to get the guinea pigs new water bottles because 2 of them have water bottles that leak really, really badly. And it's causing... yeah, it's just it's not great. And one of the water bottles I bought leaks even worse than the original one that we had, so ew, gross now. Yeah. That's a definite problem. So I will probably be returning that one eventually. See, I want to get rid of that, but I know there's like a ton of sand there. Yep. Whatever, I can use the sand to make more sandstone. Maybe turn this wall into sandstone, not sand. Guess if you guys want to know the story of how I got the nickname Shark, it comes from when I was a kid, when I played softball. I was a catcher and managed to play kind of an aggressive style. Like my specialty was faking the throw. If there was a base runner on third, I'd fake the throw to third, and then I'd just run at the base runner, and a lot of the times the the base runner would kind of fall over backwards. It annoyed the crap out of coaches of other teams. Most of them thought that it was kind of underhanded and against the rules, but I always pointed out that there wasn't anything in the rulebook that said I couldn't do that. So, yeah, when I was 10 years old, one of the girls on my team, she's probably 8, it was the division I was in was like 8 to 12, and she was like, "Oh, Michaela's so aggressive, she's like a shark, let's call her Shark from now on." Which I was cool with because I really, really liked sharks. I still do, I think they're pretty cool. Very misunderstood, but and that nickname has stuck, well, for like 19 years now. So, yeah, that's where that nickname came from. I had a bunch of other softball nicknames, but Shark was probably the one that I went by the most. I also had this shark necklace I got at a local aquarium. I think it was the New England Aquarium. No, the Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut. That I wore all the time. It had like purple beads on it. I really, really liked it. I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere. I'm just not quite sure where. But that was probably one of the few pieces of jewelry I ever wore. I have an IKEA shark plushie on my bed. I bought it back in... Okay. Do you want to get out? Please move so I can get you out of here, little cow. Go. Oh, there's... Go. But yeah, I have one of the giant, like, 3-foot long IKEA shark plushies that I bought back in January when I went to IKEA with my friend because my mom was like, no. But, yeah. So that's where the shark came from. The rest of my username, xsharkv5, I really liked, my softball number, one of my softball numbers was 5. So I decided to put it in both Roman numeral form and, like, normal number form. And it actually took, like, several years for anyone to pick up on the fact that I had the Roman numeral for 5 in my, my usual screen name, which I use it for everything. I use that for just about everything. Another one of my softball numbers was 13. But we didn't always have, we weren't always given the number 13 for uniforms, so usually if we didn't have 13, I'd go with 5. I played softball for roughly 10 years. I played on a team that placed third in the state. Back when I was like 14. Which was it was pretty cool. Kind of wish we had been able to come like second, but third was pretty cool. I never really played softball for the town I live in, just because the town I live in didn't really have like a Little League program for girls. They had Little League baseball, they didn't have Little League softball, and I didn't want to play recreational. Eventually they did get a league, and we played the league I played for played a couple exhibition games against the league in the town I live in, because I played in another town. But every single game, we absolutely just annihilated them. Like, I'm talking, like, 30 to, like, 3 or 4. They also hated playing us because 9 times out of 10, they'd lose 30 to 4. The longest softball game I played in was 4 hours. It was just one of those games where neither team had a pitcher. Their pitcher didn't show up, our pitcher got ejected for something she didn't even have. Yeah. Our pitcher got ejected for something like she had almost no control over, and it kinda... yeah. The final score of that game was 32 to 31. It was not a fun game because I had to catch all but like 2 innings of that game, and it was brutal. My coach gave me a little bit of a break because he felt bad, but oh boy. Yeah, my coach felt bad because I was like, it was very, very rough, but we didn't have... we only had, like... we didn't have enough subs that game, so I could only catch for about... yeah, he could only sub me out for, like, 2 innings. And the first inning I got subbed out for lasted, like... 5 minutes, not even. I didn't play softball in high school, mainly because yeah, freshman year I just didn't bother because 9th graders very rarely made the team, and we didn't have a junior varsity team. 10th grade, I signed up and missed the tryouts because I was sick, like, the whole week of tryouts. And then by 11th grade, I had a job, and it just wasn't possible for me to do work, Little League softball, high school softball, so I just decided, you know what, I did play soccer for my high school for a very short period of time. I ended up kind of breaking my ankle a little bit, so I didn't play that for very long. That, it was also, like, it was not exactly, like, our coach was a real, like, yeah. Basically, like, 2 days a week, I'd be, like, out of my house from, like, 7 in the morning till almost 10 at night, and it did not do good things to me, so I ended up, I mean, obviously I had to quit the team when I, broke my ankle, but it was just not a fun time And I was like the only one on the team who hadn't been playing soccer since they were like a little kid. Since the town I lived in when I was a little kid didn't really offer any soccer. They offered baseball and softball, that was about it. Though they did offer football, but I also wanted to play hockey, but my parents were like, no. Which I still kind of wish I had, because, like, oh, I got... I think eventually I might start, like, playing pickup hockey. There are a couple of, like, adult pickup leagues in the area. It's like I already know how to ice skate. I learned how to ice skate when I was, like, 2 years old. That's kind of what happens when you're from a Canadian family. You learn to play hockey, you learn to skate, like, almost as soon as you learn how to walk. They teach you how to skate. I think I started taking skating lessons when I was 2. By the time I was 3, I could skate on my own, no problem. I still skate fairly regularly. And learned that a lot of the stuff I believed about ice skates as a kid, like, my dad would always, like, I'd always complain that my figure skates were uncomfortable. And my dad was like, well, skates aren't supposed to be comfortable. Then I bought myself a pair of hockey skates, and it was just like, wait, these are supposed to be comfortable? My last pair of figure skates dug into the back of my leg so bad, I still have the scars from it, so, yeah. I also didn't get my first pair of brand new skates until I was, like, 21. Skates are super expensive. I mean, the pair I have were, like, probably the cheapest things you can get new, and they were still, like, $60. My dad also told me that skates are supposed to be tied, like, cut the circulation in your feet off tight, and that's very much not the case. You can do that if you want to, but it's not advisable. It's not something I would advise, because you kind of want, for turning and accelerating, you kind of want to have a little bit of wiggle room. The summer is actually my favorite time to go skating, because you get almost the entire ice rink to yourself sometimes. Like, I'd go to public skate on, like, a Saturday afternoon in July, and there are, like, 4 people on the ice. Myself included. So I don't necessarily have to worry about, like, getting... I don't have to worry about, like, getting body checked by a 10-year-old who thinks that it's hockey practice, because I've had that happen before. I thankfully avoided the kid because he was just about the same size as me. Kind of gave him a little bit of a talking to, which his father was kind of like he was less than happy about it, and I was just like, yeah, you're lucky. Your kid, it's like you're lucky that I'm not a little kid who can't skate, and you're lucky. I was like, what would have happened if I was like someone who had never skated, who was just learning how to skate, or like a 3-year-old? Like, that could have been devastating. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do there. It was like, when the kid was 10, I was like 24, so I had already been skating for like 2 times longer than the kid had been alive. The kid kept his distance for the rest of the day, but it was like, kid was in full hockey gear. Even had a stick with him, and it's like, this is public skate, not public hockey. But yeah, the summer's the best time to go ice skating, because not only do you get the whole rink to yourself, it's also like they keep the rink super, super cool. Obviously, it's a building full of ice, but they keep the building at like between 35 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's just the perfect way to cool off in the summer. Of course I don't have any sandstone. I have smooth sandstone, but I need just normal sandstone for the roof. Yeah, I played just a ton of sports. Like, there were a couple of years where I played softball from like April, maybe even March to, yeah, there were years I played softball from like April to August, or October, November. Then I'd play soccer for like recreational soccer from like August to May, like. Done just about every sport they offered to girls. I did track, I did cross country for a little bit, golf, basketball till I broke 2 fingers on my right hand. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I got that in 2012. I don't train in Taekwondo quite as much due to a shoulder injury that I sustained. And it just never really got good enough for me to go back. So, I'm just sad because I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't really do much dance as a kid. I did some ballet from the time I was like 6 to the time I was like 11, but I didn't really like it. It wasn't my thing. I liked tap though, which is kind of why I've gone back to tap. Okay, I'm gonna have to cover that, maybe with sandstone. It's for like, yes, video gaming. The first, I did that too, whatever, you know what, I don't care. It's for video gaming. I think the first video game system I had was a Game Boy Color. I got it back in 1996. My first, like, console video game system was the Super Nintendo, which we got in 1998, which was 2 years after the Nintendo 64 came stateside, but we would end up getting our Nintendo 64. We got that in we got our Nintendo 64 in 1998. No, 2000. We got our GameCube in 2002. I think my brother got the way, like, the year it was released when it was almost impossible to find one. My dad had to go to Toys R Us at, like, my dad had to go to, like, a Toys R Us at, like, 5 in the morning on a Sunday just to get in line to maybe get his hands on one, which he did. My brother was so happy he cried, and my sister was like, my sister, who at the time was like very young, like maybe barely kindergarten, was like, are you happy? It was so cute. My brother got the Wii U, I think the year it came out. I didn't get mine until 2005, I think? No, 2015. I bought it for Splatoon, the first one, and played Splatoon for like maybe 3 days because the internet connectivity issues with that system were, yeah. I did not make that same mistake with Splatoon 2. I feel like there's a hole somewhere because it is very bright in this corner. My brother got the Nintendo Switch the day it came out. He waited outside in Best Buy in early March in New England for like 10 hours. Like New England March for like 10 hours. I got my Nintendo Switch about 4 months after it came out. I got it a week before Splatoon 2 came out, so in January of 2017. It was the first time I'd ever gotten a video game system within the year of its release. Because normally I'd get them like when they're at the very, very end of their lifespan. But with the Switch, I got that like not even a year. I don't have too many games for the Switch. I have Splatoon 2, I have Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I don't really play very much, but I just got that for fun. I have both Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I play both of them in French. Haven't beaten Let's Go Pikachu yet, but I beat Let's Go Eevee. Basically I just use that game for shiny hunting now. Like, that's all I do, I just shiny hunt. And then I got, the definitive edition of Tales of Vesperia, even though I already have that game for both Xbox 360 and PS4. Or PS3. I imported the Japanese version. I need more sandstone so I could complete the roof. Yeah, I've had pretty much one of everything. Had an Xbox 360, like I said. After I got my PS3, my brother's Xbox 360 kind of... Well, it stopped working. The disc tray stopped opening. So... I ended up lending him my Xbox 360, and I have not seen it since, but I don't really care. I know he's not gonna sell it, probably doesn't have any value anyway, he's not gonna destroy it. Granted, the power supply, I think he said the power supply doesn't work anymore, but yeah. As for my PS3, I mainly just use it for Blu-ray. I don't know, I keep going back to Nintendo, because every time I try getting, like, a PlayStation or an Xbox, I play, like, one game. Like, it's like, oh, why don't you get a PS4? And it's kind of like, I would get that system for literally one game. Kinda not exactly worth it. Which is basically what I got the PS3 for. I played maybe 1 or 2 games on it. Tried playing Final Fantasy 13, that game put me to sleep. Something about that game. It was pretty. It was just boring. It's like watching a movie with... I also got the PS3 because it wasn't region locked. I had a PSP for a while. I still have it, but I had to discard the battery because, cleaning my room and I found my PSP and the battery was swollen about 2 times its normal size, which is not a good thing. Usually it means that the battery has been compromised and could very well explode or catch fire. It was like 3 in the morning. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just took the battery out and I flung it in the backyard. I flung it somewhere in the backyard. It was snowing, it was winter, so I figured that would be enough to prevent. I just did not want it in my room. It also kept, like, as I was, like, rushing it to our sliding glass door, it was, like, clicking in my hand, and I was just like, I'm gonna lose my hand. So, unless I can get another battery, or another PSP, my PSP is pretty much useless. I used that at a couple of anime conventions before I had a smartphone. Like, I used it, for Anime Boston 2011, because I did not have a smartphone until 2013, I think. I mean, I didn't get a cell phone until I didn't get a cell phone until 2007, but back then it wasn't really, I mean, I had like a little prepaid cell phone when I was 15, but it was just a pain to activate it every month, and finally I talked my parents into getting me an actual, like, cell phone on their cell phone plan, because it was, I think, the day before I was supposed to go to New York on a field trip, and, it's going for an out-of-state overnight field trip, and I told my parents that my cell phone was going to be completely useless in New York. Because the thing about those prepaid phones is they're only really... yeah, you could only really use them in the state you lived in. So, like, I was going couple of states over, and my cell phone was useless in the next state over, so that was enough persuasion for my parents to let me get a cell phone, like an actual cell phone. Of course, I also got my brother a cell phone that very day, and he was kind of ticked about that, because he was like 10. He was like, really? Actually, he might have been in middle school. I think he was like, it's like, I didn't get a cell phone until I was 17, and you're giving my 13-year-old brother one, like, alright, so he was like, yeah, he was in, like, 7th grade. That phone actually got stolen when I started college. So, I got another phone shortly after. I couldn't text anyone until I was like 21, because we didn't have unlimited texting, so I could only, actually I didn't have a texting plan at all, which, yeah, that was a thing. Also remember waiting till like 9 o'clock at night to call my best friends, because we had free nights and weekends, and nights started at 9 o'clock, so couldn't, like, nobody really called anyone until like 9 o'clock at night. It's like you had to pay to be able to text your friends, you had to pay to be able to, like, yeah. I mean, I think the first smartphone came out, like, in maybe my last year of high school. I mean, I know the popular phone that everyone had was the Sidekick. Like, that was the 2000s equivalent of the iPhone before the iPhone came out. Like, it was the phone everyone had, and it was the phone everyone wanted, and, my parents were like, yeah, no, you're not going on the internet on your phone. My family had dial-up internet until 2008, when we finally got high-speed internet. Yeah. Loading YouTube channels. Loading YouTube videos was painful. Because it would take... Loading YouTube videos back then was a a long experience. Like, I think a 5-minute video would take upwards of about 45 minutes to load. Yeah, a 5-minute video on YouTube would take like 5 minutes to load, and that was like when YouTube was like brand spanking new. Or that you could only have like, I think the video limit, you could only have 10-minute videos. It's like now you can have like 10-hour videos, because I've seen plenty of those. Like I said, my family didn't have cable until 2008 as well. Once they decided to switch television from analog to digital, my parents were like, okay, maybe we'll cave and get cable now. So they didn't get cable because they wanted to, we got cable because we kind of didn't have a choice. It's like, part of the reason why I play Minecraft on the PC with a controller is because I think the last computer game I played all the time was like Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing when I was like in elementary school in the 90s. Back when computers were astronomically expensive. I mean, even my first laptop, I got my first laptop in 2008. My first laptop was about 800. Yeah, my first laptop was like almost $830, and it was just a basic laptop. It had like 2 gigs of RAM, a 128 megabyte hard drive. It also had a defective motherboard, so it'd chew through its hardware, but I was basically, after the hard drive went the 4th time, they were kind of like, yeah, this is getting way expensive to fix, so we're just gonna give you a new computer for free. I mean, yeah, you still have to like pay the taxes on it, but like, and you have to get the new like buy a new warranty plan, but yeah. I mean, my current laptop was originally like $750, and it's like 20 times more powerful than that first laptop was. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Definitely want to make like an exit over here. But I need more sandstone. Oh, no I don't. That's still probably not even gonna be enough. I forgot just how much building something like this in sandstone takes. Yeah. Basically, what did I do with my childhood? I played outside. A lot. played outside. I did Girl Scouts, I did Little League, I played pretty much every sport. Didn't watch a whole heck of a lot of television because we didn't have cable, so it was basically limited to like Fox Kids on like Saturday mornings and maybe PBS. That was about it in terms of like television. But yeah, 90s technology, like, I've seen what, like, I've lived through dial-up internet, I've lived through VHS tapes, DVDs, and Blu-rays, and now, like, digital video streaming. I've seen it all. I mean, I got, like I said, my family, like I've said in previous videos, my family got their first computer. My family got our first computer in 2001. I was 11 years old. I typed up my first school paper, which I did in 5th grade. I typed up my first school paper on an electric keyboard, on an electric typewriter. Yeah. I typed up my first paper on an electric typewriter. Because we did not have a computer. My teacher was kind of like, what is this? It's like, this isn't the font I specified, this isn't... It's like, this isn't the font this isn't Times New Roman, and I was like, I don't have a computer. I have a keyboard, I have a typewriter. That's what I did this paper on. And my parents actually had to give my teacher a note saying, like, yeah, we don't have a computer. She had to do this on a typewriter. And my teacher was like, wait, what? Like, my teachers didn't believe me when I said that we didn't have a computer and that I had to do it, that I did my paper on a typewriter. They assumed that I just wasn't following directions. It was like, no, I don't have a computer. The high school I went to, I was part of the last group of students who had to take, like, a computer keyboarding class and, like, a computer class, but I never took it. I never took the computer class, and by the time anyone noticed that I hadn't taken the classes, it was like 3 months into my 12th grade year, and not really worth. It's like, oh, you never took these computer classes, and it was just like, yeah, oops. I think I remember asking my guidance counselor, it's like, is it really necessary? He's like, no, but you have to get the credits, and it was kind of like, I have 14 times the fine arts requirement, is it really necessary? He's like, do you know how to type? I was like, yes. He's like, no, it's not necessary. It's like, okay. I mean, it didn't help. It also kind of helped that I had like 4 different guidance counselors in high school. Even though we're supposed to have one all 4 years, my class, for whatever reason, had like 4 different guidance counselors because they kept like either going on medical leave or retiring. Maybe I won't be able to make an entrance there. Whatever. But yeah, when I first started watching YouTube videos were like 10 minutes long and usually in parts, like, because you could only upload 10-minute videos. Granted, I can't imagine how long a 1-hour video would have loaded. It took a 5-minute video 45 minutes to load. I don't think I want to know how long it would have taken an hour-long video to load. It probably would have been unbearable. I'm actually probably gonna call it there because my sister's friends are here now, so it's gonna get really, really loud. Probably just a little too loud for me to record video, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want, give me suggestions as to how I can improve these videos or what I can do in future videos. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna continue kind of turning this whole area into sandstone and making it a little bit more livable, because, yeah, not exactly a whole lot of room there. So, thank you again for watching, and, this is Shark signing off. Alright, guys, I'm back. So, what I did off camera is I added a crap ton more torches. I added windows to this wall. I added windows to this wall and kind of turned that into, yeah, kind of widened it. And then I made this little room over here. I added more windows and torches just to light it up. Kind of made this nicer to look at, I guess. I added a door here. Cleared out. Yeah, this was all sand from here to here. And I cleared most of it out in creative mode just because I did not want to have like 8 stacks of sand, so I did throw the game in creative for just a little while just so I could get rid of all of the sand that I needed to without cluttering up my entire inventory, because I still have like a lot of sand. I went through 5 iron pickaxes working on this. Because I did not want to kill my diamond pickaxe, because I don't exactly have a whole heck of a lot of diamond. I had the game kind of minimized for a while, like it was still open. kind of made the floor here different. I had the game minimized for a little while, and while wearing headphones, and it started thundering in the game, and it scared it scared the crap out of me. Alright, I actually think I'm gonna go back to my main base of operations. Actually, this cave is a lot more extensive than I thought. Found a couple of diamonds there last night. But yeah, I made the ceiling here higher. I made this wider because this came out to like here, and down here it came out to here. So I kind of made just like a proper room out of it. And actually I might even throw some more sandstone like over here. But I don't know yet. I tried to light it as well as I could so bats don't spawn in my house, since it does link right to a cave. Pretty extensive one, like there's a lot here. I can do stuff with this later on, or just explore it, because it is a very, very deep cave. And then it leads out here. Basically, in this file, the only time I'm going to put the game in creative is if I need to get rid of a large amount of dirt, gravel, or sand, and I don't want it to gum up my entire inventory, because that's never fun. I could turn this into a whole mansion if I wanted to. And I might. I might eventually just turn this whole area into my house. A lot of my builds are super extensive. Yeah, I went through a good 5 pickaxes to do. No way. Here we go. But yeah, I like how that looks. It's kind of a different style than what I normally do. Look at there, dude. Yeah, I like how that looks. It's not too out of place. Kind of fits the theme. Hi! So yeah, I think now all I need to do is find my nether portal again. I feel like every time I'm over here, the number of villagers just increases. Eventually, I do want a cat, but at the same time, like, I'd have to kitty-proof the, cave. But I like how that looks. It's very square, but it just looks nice. Eventually, I want to get enough iron to do lanterns instead of torches, because I think the lanterns look better. And I don't know where to find the sea lanterns are pretty difficult to find. Okay. My nether portal is off this way. My nether portal is not too far from here. Look at the little baby black sheep. It's so cute. Oh, we need to go this way. It's at negative 2,354. I am very much going the wrong way. Okay, so this little village is at... Eventually I'll get these down in a notebook. 2136 3613. The middle doesn't really count. Doesn't really. Okay, so I need to go off in this direction. I'd build another portal closer, but it'd probably just link back to the original, so we're not doing that. I should be getting yep, there it is. Maybe with the extra track I can build like a rail system to here. Granted, it is pretty close, so... Right, yeah. Just follow the torches. My cat did not want to go downstairs. Like, at all. Granted, I think it has more to do with the fact that my sister had friends over. Because she kind of doesn't like when a lot of people are over. So, I stopped trying to get her down there and went out in the kitchen to get a drink, and she was just sitting on the windowsill looking all smug and proud of herself. We usually let her upstairs during the day, but at night we kinda put her back downstairs. We put her back in the basement. Right, yeah. This area is so poorly lit, I have a bat. Look at all the train track I made and didn't need. Oh well, it won't go to waste. It will not go to waste. So, yeah, I think that's just about where I'm gonna call it for this video. I have roughly 5 more videos that I'm gonna use this particular screen recorder with, so I'm hoping after that the video and audio quality kind of improve a little bit because I switched to OBS. Granted, the first couple of videos, there's an issue with sizing because I'm still trying to figure out that, and I can't really play Minecraft at a full screen because it does cause eye strain on my PC for whatever reason. So, I'm gonna have to figure that one out as I go, figure out what works and what doesn't. So, just hang tight, because these videos will get better. I will figure this out eventually, guys. So, again, thank you very, very much for watching. Feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you want. I got a lot of cool things up there. I got Smash Ultimate, some Breath of the Wild coming up soon, older games from the Wii's Virtual Console. So, yeah, also feel free to leave me suggestions, like if you want to see me build something, just leave that in the comments. So, thank you so much for watching, and this is Shark signing off.